Hi everyone, Vickie here, Rock and Roll Prophetess. We're going to take a look at this new one. I know I've got the tablet again, and I know it's not the preferred method, but my other computer still is tied up, and I'm set up in here to record readings, so it's going to have to be this way at least one more time. I'm going to get back to the other way at some point, but this is the new moon in Aries, and this is going to take place at 10:57 p.m. Eastern, but times will vary. Boy, so everything's over here. It's moved into Aries. We're leaving this Pisces energy up behind, and we're moving into Aries. But notice how, I think that's called a bucket, where there's a lot of concentration on one end and then opposing one thing over here. That was going on a lot before, if you remember, with all the Pisces stuff, and then we just had the little Virgo North node here. And this, now we've got it in Aries, and we've got the Jupiter and Libra on the other side of this big conglomeration. Well, it's almost like these are polar opposites. Opposites on the wheel are opposites in general. Like Pisces is all dreamy and creative and spiritual, and Virgo's very rooted into reality. So we were faced with all this Pisces energy of everything being the false news and all the illusions, and what we don't know what to believe, and there's so much false things flying around everywhere, and from all different directions, and we're having these idealistic dreams but not having solid plans on how to implement them. So the lone little Virgo energy was over here defending off against all that Piscean energy, and now we're facing a kind of a similar, as it shifts, we're kind of facing a similar situation, but the energies have changed. And now we're into Aries energy, which is the warrior spirit. It rules war and aggression and determination and ambition. And this little Libra, but this little Libra planet over here is talks about peacemaker and balance and partnership and cooperation. So there's these opposite things going on. Again, I need to drink water 1 second. And it may be overwhelming. The war, aggression. This is almost like a bully energy, bullying little Libra. But little Libra is not so little over here because Jupiter is in that sign. And as Jupiter expresses a lot of energy, Jupiter is magnified in intensity, and it's the most, it's expansive energy and everything. So now when we have the falsehoods and lies and fantasies versus hardcore reality, we have aggression, war, ambition against partnership, cooperation, the love. Jupiter, Libra is ruled by Venus, which is love, love and war. You could look at it just like love and war, what's War and Peace? That book, I've seen that big book, that's War and Peace. So it can be looked like it that way. It's at 7 degrees, so the actual point is trining Lilith. Anything else? What else is going on? Let's look at this aspectarian down here. We've got the Sun conjunct Venus. Conjunct the Moon, conjunct Venus. So Venus is in there. Yeah, it is. It's at 3 degrees here, so it's at this lower degree down here. So we've got Venus in here. So hopefully that's the ruler of Libra and the ruler of Taurus. So hopefully we would be expressing the Aries energy in a positive manner. You need Aries energy. Aries are the trailblazers. Aries are, let's get things started. Light a fire under your butt. Get things started. Get things rolling. It's new beginnings, So we need Aries energy, and Aries energy is very important. So it's this burst of newness, new. Spring in the northern hemisphere, and new beginnings are happening, and new births, and things are blossoming and growing. And hopefully with this Venus passing through there, that's going to give us a little bit more, tone down some of the harsher aspects of sometimes how the Aries energy can come off. The other thing about Aries energy is they may rush in without thinking. They don't think things through often. They just rush right in, and we don't know we don't have a plan, we don't know what we're doing, we're just, action for action's sake, let's just do something. There's some other fire trines going on here. We've got that the new moon point and Venus trining Lilith in Sagittarius, which is also a very strong, we've got the strong male energy and the strong feminine energy. And a trine is harmonious, that's that would be good. We have a cardinal cross going on here with Uranus conjunct Mercury, opposed Libra, square Vesta, square Pluto. This big grand cross in the cardinal signs. Well, Uranus and Mercury is change, and it wants it quickly, it wants to change, it wants it quickly, it wants it now. Pluto wants change, but it wants a structure. In Capricorn, it needs structure, it needs foundation. Jupiter wants to make sure, and Libra wants to make sure that everything is included, that everybody's point of view has been heard, that it's the good for the all, that we make compromises and work in partnership with each other. And then Vesta in Cancer wants to nurture, wants to make sure everyone's taken care of and nurtured, and that home and families are included, and the focus is on nurturing, feeding, home and the hearth of family. So there's all four of these elements, and hopefully they would come together in harmonious ways, but that's not always the case. What I saw first, and was going to talk about first actually, was this Uranus-Mercury conjunction trining Saturn. So the Uranus-Mercury conjunction is involved in the Grand Cross, and the Uranus-Mercury conjunction is involved in a trine with Saturn. With trine is harmonious energy again. Saturn is the old, and Mars in Aries is the new. So hope, and Mercury's communication. Mercury and Uranus both are communication, actually. Uranus is the higher octave of Mercury. So hopefully there could be some harmonious communications that could occur during this new moon. Uranus is new also, new. Saturn is very much the old, So the young and the old. I'm hearing, tell everybody, you got a rock and roll soul. We're having a party and everybody's invited. The new generation along with the old. We can maybe look it up, but and when you let everybody know you got some rock and roll soul. I think it's Grand Funk. That's a good tune, but you don't have to run around telling everybody you have a rock and roll soul. But the new generation along with the old, I think that's the key point there. Okay, so I think there could be some harmony achieved, and the new ideas that we want to bring forth, and including with the old. And this could be, it doesn't have to be on a global level by any means. This could be within your own household. If you have, maybe it's you and your parents, or maybe it's you and your own children or grandchildren, or you and your grandparents. There could be a seeing eye to eye, or achieving a compromise at its best. That could be what this chart could show. But really it's about a new moon, a new beginning, it's new Aries, it's new, it's striving forward, it's, it's this whole new thing. We still do have the Pisces energy is hanging on. We still have Chiron and conjunct Pallas over here. That's also finding new ways to solve problems and healing wounds, I would say. But I want to get to this Taurus thing down here. We've got Mars and conjunct Ceres in Taurus. Now, is that what's going on with that? Sextiling Neptune. I'm doing some weird thing with Saturn. Sometimes it doesn't show the asteroids. Yeah, it's sextiling Neptune, and it's sextiling, well, at least Ceres is sextiling that Vesta again. Okay, so Mars in Taurus, that's very industrious, hardworking. Mars is the planetary ruler of Aries, where the new moon is, so it gives it all that drive and ambition. And Tauruses want to build, they want to plant the flag, build a foundation, make this, they're fixed. They want to make this foundation, this new thing. Conjunct Ceres. Building abundance, working towards abundance, working towards prosperity, abundance, food. And food is in here. Food is with the Cancer and Vesta together. And then the Taurus, because Tauruses like to eat too, they like their food too. Taurus and Ceres, there's this energy of food. Well, when we draw in Neptune, I mean, you could take it to a higher level. If you're like a chef or somebody, you may, you could create something that's very aesthetically pleasing and beautiful with Neptune on the higher realm of it. But also Neptune is those deceptions. Neptune is the drugs. So that could be the current state of genetic modification with Monsanto, although I still stand by my guns that genetic modification in itself is not a bad thing. The way Monsanto is using it to poison it with Roundup is definitely bad, but I don't feel like we should throw the baby out in the bathwater on that technology, because I think that that technology could really be used for good. But, the drugs, or even if you, so and forget about even genetic modification, crop dusting and, Roundup and whatever being used just in general. And then, of course, if you eat meat, the drugs that they inject the animals with and all that kind of stuff. So that could be the downfall part of it. And Taurus often does rule, it does rule, like, well, Sagittarius really rules animals, but I think of this, because the Taurus, the bull, I think of this as cattle sometimes, or beef in particular, So something could emerge too, like the mad cow disease, or some kind of thing like that. You could think about it as cattle, like sheeple cattle were being herded under illusions too, but that's another story. What else? This Juno is coming up to come with that Pluto there. Now, I think that Juno could charm the pants off of Pluto. That's what I think, because Pluto energy can come off as sort of harsh and sort of, it's death and rebirth. I want what I want now. I'm going to take it by brute force, similar to the Aries energy, I want what I want. I'm going to take it. I have the right to take that. I have the right, because I'm the highest on the food chain here. I'm going to take it by brute force or aggression, And I like how Juno's kind of sneaking up here. Like she's going to give Pluto just a little smooch on the cheek there, and she's going to just say, hey, big fella. I don't know where these words are coming from. Not coming from me. I don't go around saying that to anybody. Hey, big fella. I'm actually hearing that, I'm seeing like somebody like doing this with their finger, like batting their eyelashes, like really old school stuff, like really, must be one of my spirit guides' interpretation of what flirting is or something. I don't know, because it sure isn't mine. I'm sorry, but I'm actually hearing that song out too. Hey, big spender, spend a little time with me, and she's like doing her little finger thing. Oh, that's some crazy visions there. Well, anyways, but that's the vibe I get out of this. It's kind of like she knows how to use her feminine wiles to have her way with Pluto. It's that you can accomplish more with the honey than the vinegar thing, like that. So she knows how to work him. She's going to work him into submission here to get what she wants. And that could be something that we could apply in our own lives too. I mean, you don't have to resort to, you don't have to set feminism back 100 years, but just to flat out, as forget about the male and female, kind of get rid of that energy, and just you catch more flies with honey than you do with vinegar. Charm. Like my mom used to say with people in the bar, kill them with kindness. She would just, use that Leo charm of hers, and with me, with my Scorpio energy, I'd want to tell them where to get off at, or I might, she's like, no, kill them with kindness. And there's a lot of people that got on her nerves, and she didn't like them, but she just charmed the pants off of them, basically. That's what you got to do sometimes, kill them with kindness. But I think we could see this happening in our personal lives. It could be advice, but I think we could see this happening on a grander scale too. Instead of attacking, instead of using aggression and brute force and attacking, you know, come at it with a little bit of charm, you know, charm and compliment somebody. That's a big deal, you know, stroking the ego, you know, because Pluto energy can be kind of on the egoic end sometimes, you know. Just Pluto in itself, you know, not necessarily, I'm not saying that necessarily about Scorpio, it's just Pluto in itself, especially in the sign of Capricorn, very much patriarchal. I'm stronger than you, I'm above you, I have more power than you, you know. But she knows how to get her way with him, you know, she knows how to get her way with him. And so I think that the coming together of these two is actually very nice. It's going to be, it's going to lighten up Pluto in energy, lighten up Pluto in Capricorn a little, lighten them up. I wanted to really, this drew me in here. Now, I did mention that Pallas is conjunct Chiron, but Pallas is at 29 degrees of Pisces, so that's that critical degree. Of all the critical degrees, any time a planet is at 29, it's always a critical degree. And from an esoteric, you know, karmic point of view, it can mean like, you know, it's like last chance to learn that karmic lesson, you know. If it's in your natal chart, it's something that you came in to complete and put the finishing touches on. That's the kind of stuff I go into when I do your the soul reading of your chart. If you're interested in that, you might want to check into that. But secondly, 29 Pisces is so much more so because it's not only the last degree of 29 degrees, it's of 29 degrees of Pisces. So that's the last degree of the last sign of the entire zodiac. So it's really, you know, the final lesson of Pallas. And Pallas Athena, you know, its invention and everything like that, that's more how I tend to resonate with it. But Pallas Athena was the female warrior too, you know. It's the female warrior. So there's some kind of vibe of that needs to be expressed. It's imperative. It's imperative that needs to be expressed, and that needs to. And it's a very feminine vibe in Pisces. It needs to be felt. It needs to be sensed. It needs to be. It might not be it's an outward expression. It probably won't be. It's more of an inner. It's more of an intangible. It's more of an inward kind of. It's this inward. It's an inward knowing. It's an inward feeling. It's a knowing. It's an inward expression. It's an inward vibration. The word's not that I'm searching for is not coming from me, but it's imperative, and it's putting its magic touches on it, but it's not in a way like you're gonna respect me or else, or how Lilith might come off, you know, like real aggressive, and you know, it's very soft and fluid, and I'm saying like a little magic wand, like you were sprinkled with fairy dust and you didn't even know it. You know, that's how Pluto with this stuff too. He might get sprinkled with fairy dust using the feminine wiles or the feminine. And again, I'm not trying to set feminism back 100 years, but there's something about that in this chart. There's something that's wanting to be expressed or wanting to be called upon or used or pulled out of our toolkit here, you know. And it doesn't mean that this is a message just for women either. It's just a message of that perspective or that part of our own existence or being or soul or, you know, oh, I just got chills down my legs. That must be what we're trying to get at. But it's there. It's this underlying theme. You may not see it, especially with Aries, you know, and Mars and the bright, fiery energy that's being, you know, this is just in the background. You might not really see it, and this outshines it. Aries outshines it for sure, but that doesn't mean that it's not there, flowing just beneath the surface, you know, and still there to utilize and express and pull from, and it's still there, you know, it's always there, okay? All right, I think that's a good place to end it. Okay, everybody, like I said, if you want to get a reading from me, head over to my chart, my website, VickieRurley.com, to get a reading. If you're interested in my deck, I found this out just, I know most of you guys are astrologers, but I do have my Rock and Roll Tarot deck and my Animal Totem. I just found out after I'd already recorded all the readings for April, but Game Crafter has now added some new shipping options, because that was a big drawback for a long time. Especially, they were charging so much money, especially for international shipping. So you do have to go in and do the pull down in the shipping methods, but they've added some new shipping methods that is much less expensive and much more affordable. So if you were interested in a deck and decided not to because the shipping was too high, you may want to check that out again. You can find that on my website as well. Alright, so here it is, the new moon in Aries. Let's, time to really make a new beginning, get fired up about something, and full force ahead. Alright? Okay, have a great new moon. Remember your love and beauty incarnate, and I'll speak to you soon.